各位记者朋友，大家
Good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. Now the floor is open.
Good afternoon. Question from
路透社根据五角大楼的一份报告草案称，中国可能已经在其最新的3个发射井中装载了100多枚洲际弹道导弹。该报告还称，中方无意进行军备控制谈判。外交部对此有何评论？ I'm not familiar with the so-called internal report of the U.S. The U.S. has claimed similar gimmicks of spreading such disinformation to find a pretext for itself to accelerate the modernization of its nuclear power and disrupt global strategic stability. The international community needs to have a clear understanding on this. The U.S. is a super-nuclear power sitting on the world's biggest nuclear arsenal. It has the pressing tasks of earnestly fulfilling its special and primary responsibility for nuclear disarmament, further making drastic and substantive cuts to its nuclear arsenal, and creating conditions for other nuclear weapon states to join the nuclear disarmament process. Let me point out that the Chinese government has released a white paper entitled China's Arms Control, Disarmament and Non-Proliferation in the New Era last month, which fully elaborates on China's nuclear policy and position on nuclear disarmament. China remains committed to the policy of no first use of nuclear weapons, upholds a nuclear strategy that focuses on self-defense, always keeps its nuclear strength at the minimum level required by national security, and does not engage in any nuclear arms race with any country. China has also taken an active part in the review process of the NPT and the meeting of the P5 mechanism, and maintained dialogue with various parties on nuclear disarmament. Next one, please.
A question from AFP.
法新社昨天，中国驻柬埔寨大使馆表示，一名中国公民被炮击受伤。中方能否提供受伤中国公民的最新情况？
We've learned that on December the 22nd, a Chinese national suffered from a minor injury in the Cambodia-Thailand border conflict. The Chinese embassy in Cambodia has contacted with the person concerned and will provide consular protection and assistance to the person within its mandate. Given the recent severe security situation along the border between Cambodia and Thailand, we once again remind Chinese nationals not to travel there. We ask parties to the conflict to protect the safety, security, and legitimate rights and interests of Chinese nationals and companies. Next one, please.
Another question from Reuters.
路透社，美国联邦通信委员会周一表示，将把中国大疆列入对美国国家安全构成不可接受风险的公司名单，并将禁止在美国进口或销售其新型无人机。外交部对此有何评论？
China firmly opposes the U.S. overstretching the concept of national security and making discriminatory lists to groundlessly go after Chinese national companies. The U.S. needs to correct its wrongdoings and provide a fair, just, and non-discriminatory environment for Chinese companies. Next one, please.
Thank you. Ukraine Foreign News Agency question.
乌通社，关于结束俄乌战争的和平计划的积极谈判正在进行，中方是否参与了和平进程，发挥了什么作用？第二个问题，泽连斯基总统表示，乌克兰将很快对帮助俄罗斯的俄罗斯实体和个人实施新的制裁措施。制裁对象 还包括中国以及其他国家的公民，外交部对此有何评论？
Since day one of the Ukraine crisis, China has been in close communication with Russia, Ukraine, and all other parties concerned. China has been committed to ending the conflict, promoting talks for peace, and the effort we've made are seen by the international community. China supports all efforts conducive to peace and will continue to play a constructive role to this end. On your second question, China always opposes unilateral sanctions that violate international law and lacks authorizations of the UN Security Council. We urge the Ukrainian side to immediately correct its wrongdoings. China will firmly defend the legitimate and lawful rights and interests of Chinese companies and nationals. Next one, please.
谢谢。深圳卫视执新闻记者提问：日前，
Shenzhen TV recently, China launched the island-wide special customs operations in the Hainan Free Trade Port. Commentary says that it is the latest example of China's institutional opening up and bridges the global market and China's domestic demand. The launch of the Hainan FTP will bring new opportunities for other countries, making it attractive within the Asia-Pacific and for other regions as well. What's your comment? In 1988, China established the Hainan Special Economic Zone, and lately China launched the island-wide special customs operation in the Hainan Free Trade Port. Over the decades, Hainan is a significant symbol in the history of China's reform and opening up. The recommendations of the CPC Central Committee for formulating the 15th five-year plan adopted at the 4th plenary session vowed to develop the Hainan FTP to high standards. We believe that Hainan FTP will become an important gateway for China's opening up. Given the growing uncertainties in global economy, China has acted on its commitment of opening up, firmly stood against protectionism, and contributed to building an open world economy. China cut shorter the negative list for foreign investment access, lifted all restrictions on access for the manufacturing sector, granted all LDCs that have diplomatic relations with China with the zero tariff treatment for 100% tariff lines, and improved its visa-free transit and visa-free policy. From January to November this year, China has newly established over 60,000 foreign invested companies, up by 16.9% year-on-year. Total trade volume of goods has exceeded 41 trillion yuan, up by 3.6% year-on-year. China has continued to expand and deepen its effort of opening up, making itself a stronger magnet for foreign markets and demonstrating its resilience and vitality in trade. The recent Central Economic Work Conference has identified staying committed to opening up and promoting win-win cooperation in various areas as major tasks for next year's economic work. China will open itself wider to the world with greater development opportunities to the world, thus injecting more new impetus for advancing global shared prosperity. Next one, please.
Another question from Reuters.
路透社据韩国媒体今天报道，韩国流行乐团将于2026年初在香港举办演唱会，并在中国国有的湖南卫视播出。中方能否证实该报道？中方是否计划允许韩国流行音乐会和内容重回中国大陆？此前他们被限制了近10年。
I'm not familiar with what you said.
下一个。
Next one, please.
大家还有其他问题吗？
Anything else? Then let's call it a day. Thank you for coming.